last time on Queen City Supers, we met a new hero. There was a little bit of a challenge that went interesting. You didn't fail, so that's something. And we started seeing signs that Kid Phoenix might have a new ability. And then you got in a fight in the hallway and left 2 people pinned to the ceiling, and after you shoved one of them through the ceiling. And the 3rd person just vamoosed out, and then you all pieced out as well, and have since been called back to give a report on what exactly happened. Collider got lost to the place where Abby's like, why can't I tell where you are? I can normally just, casually check where you are. Why can't I tell where you are? Everything is fine. Why would you be suspicious of something I randomly put in a game?
Because we're always suspicious
say that back
anything
and
randomly you put in a game.
then you'll know.
You all gradually make your way back to the Hero Institute to give your report on what exactly happened.
Sure enough.
What vibes are you giving off as you walk in? I need verbal responses, not just faces, Ian, although that face was a mood.
You know, every day I live in fear that someone will be able to transcribe my faces into words. I'm still sitting on guilty mechanically and emotionally, so I still have -2 to provoke and assess situations. Sorry. I'm still sitting on guilty. I'm both mechanically and physically. I'm sitting with that, and so I'm getting those minuses. I'm walking into the room, shoulders kind of not pushed inward, but I think a little bit. No, I'm not making much eye contact, I guess, if that makes sense.
You really don't want people to notice you right now?
Yeah.
And it's in a different way than you usually don't want people to notice you?
Mm-hmm.
Livewire is kind of the opposite of Kid Phoenix. Normally, don't pay any attention to me. I feel guilty for reasons I can't even begin to explain, but for once, it's no. I feel bad. I would feel guilty if they got in trouble, but I don't feel guilty for this. Somebody stood up for me and made it not a big deal, knowing potentially who I am, and they brought me pizza. I will fight you for them. And a cat.
Artemis showed
Precious.
up.
Yeah.
I promised a cat, and they delivered. Man, I will fight you if you try and get them in trouble for this.
You have quickly become ride or die for these weirdos who just adopted you in the middle of class one day.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Madigan looks frustrated just over the whole situation, but feeling a little bit defiant, I think. It's really, is this stuff that you're going to be focusing on? There's so much worse stuff going on right now that we have to deal with.
You all file in, go to the designated place that you've been asked to go. I think Abby's kind of quiet, but you know she's there. She's keeping an eye. She's got your back. She's already compiling everything she can find to prove what actually happened versus whatever Hubris and his people say happened. I think as you are walking to where you're supposed to be, you actually walk past the place where the fight happened, and you see, who was it? I know it was Hubris. It was someone else that you had pinned to the ceiling.
Was it the hockey? There were 2 hockey-themed ones, right?
I got you.
Yeah. I think Charger is the one that just bounced. Alpine, I believe, is the one that stayed. And if that is incorrect, that will get edited out.
Because I think I scared him a little bit.
Yeah, you did. There's but I'm pretty sure it was Charger, and Alpine was the one that I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listeners, I apologize if I have that backwards. It's been a bit, and I've been to multiple places since then. But yeah, they are still both trapped to the ceiling. You can see there's a couple of people trying to figure out how to undo this construction that you made, Kid Phoenix.
Oops.
Just kind of point at it, look at you. Huh?
can I try to unspool it? Is that something I can try to do?
Roll to unleash your powers. Let's see
You
how
know,
this goes.
now that I remember that this involves rolling dice, I recall that I am bad at that.
What's the worst that could happen?
Sometimes your dice don't hate you.
Well, you know what? Thinking about it, I don't think I feel bad that they're trapped on the ceiling because they're jerks. I feel more bad that like I could potentially get people I care about in trouble. So no, I will not try to bring them down. I'll have somebody else figure it out.
You just walk by, and I'll say something you notice is it looks like at least Hubris is throwing the biggest hissy fit, but no one can hear anything.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm leaving Hubris, especially if it keeps him quiet.
Just kind of give him a little wave.
Oh no, he is currently actively trying to wiggle out, and you can tell that if you look at him, you can tell he's yelling and he's angry, but there's no sound.
Did win the intimidation.
We also happen to know there's at least one hero who can cancel out noise.
Oh, I see. That's convenient. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy to leave him up there and to stew.
As you are all walking by, who would be paying more attention to the activity going on around these weird structures that are pinning people to the ceiling? Because I get the feeling, Kid Phoenix, you're just kind of pointedly ignoring it. Like, you played a stupid game, here's your stupid prize. But is anyone paying particular attention to it?
I think probably me, just because I am incredibly frustrated with Kid Phoenix for how he reacted, and just with the talk that we had at the end of last time.
Yeah, I'll have you roll with mundane. You're kind of curious of where did this new ability come from?
You and me both.
I got an 8. I have a really good mundane.
You do? I'm like, that must have been a low roll. You've got really good mundane.
I rolled a 5, so I got a +3 on my mundane.
You just catch out of the corner of your eye, there's someone they're up close to the structure that like reached up from the floor and like pushed up into the sort of claw-like hand. And she's looking at it kind of closely. It's almost like she recognizes something about it. But then like someone walks between you and her, and it's just like she's gone, so you're not sure if you actually saw anything or not.
Okay.
So you all get to the office you have been summoned to, and you're essentially brought in one after the other to give a report on what happened. So who goes first? And what do you say?
He antagonized first.
Yeah, absolutely. I specifically said, oh, I guess I'll save it. But yeah, no, I told him if he wants to keep this going, go ahead and give me an excuse. And then he slammed into me?
He got up in your space.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did get up in there. He didn't hit me first, but I think I did slam him into the ceiling.
Yeah. You slammed him through the ceiling.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not great. It's not looking good, true believers. I can't gaslight gatekeep my way out of this one.
But can you girl boss that?
That's Cthulhu.
Can you girl boss that?
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I mean, speaking of girl boss, Glider, you do get a message from your mentor saying, speedster's needed for a rescue. You're clear to leave. I know what's going on. Just get here. So you are called off to a rescue.
I give a little salute.
So Scarlet Sentinel, as you step into the room, you are asked the same question, and what do you say? We can sort of like hand wave going over the details, but is there any additional information you give?
Hubris has been antagonistic to Kid Phoenix since as far as I have known him. And he purposefully got up in Kid Phoenix's business, right up to his face. And there was very little that he could have done at that point, because I don't think Hubris would have backed down for anything else.
Kid Phoenix is still the one who made the first move. I mean, we do understand that with heroes, tempers can flare high. Some people have, like, there are big egos and big personalities that don't always get along. But we do try and prevent issues. Has this antagonism been brought up to anybody previously?
I don't think it has. However, I would put it on the books at this point. Just for the most part, I think it's mostly been a little bit of a rivalry thing, and then he's just slowly been taking it up a notch every single time they interact, and it's just getting tiresome and borderline on attempting at bullying, which is, again, ridiculous. If Hubris has issues with another hero, with what he said in regards to Livewire, he should be taking it up with another instructor or a head super. Like, he should not be causing any issues in the halls. That is not his business.
What information did he reveal that he knew about Livewire?
He literally said, so when did they start letting villains in? So he antagonized another one of our team members. And Kid Phoenix was just standing up for them.
The appropriate people are aware of Livewire's connections, although we were not aware that Livewire was considered part of your team. We will make that note accordingly.
We did the trial tournament thing, and they are part of our team. For that, and honestly, moving forward, I think they're pretty great. I think we're going to keep them on our team. So yeah, make that note.
Noted. Thank you. Can you send Kid Phoenix in?
Yes. KP,
Hey,
hold that temper.
I kind of let go of most of it, especially
Just
with
breathe.
yeah. Okay.
You step into the room and you get asked the exact same questions. From your recollection, what happened in the altercation in the hallway?
It's not complicated. Hubris likes to cause problems on purpose. Hubris said Livewire was a villain and just assumed a bunch of garbage about them. And we've been dealing with Hubris being a problem for a couple months now. And I felt pretty confident that I could get him to not bother us again.
You never thought to report this to your mentor, bring it up with his mentor, report it to another? We do very much not condone bullying here if we had been made aware.
I think back to Sister Cinnamon seems the type who would have been like, no, send him to the moon. Like, I remember her not being like her being a little bit more intense, so I can't imagine that she would have taken it lying down. It would have been funny to bring Sister Cinnamon in on it.
Yeah.
But I think at that, I kind of think for a moment and go, if you're asking us to be heroes, we're not always going to have a random higher authority that can resolve all of these problems for us.
So your solution was to let it fester, not attempt to make any form of solving the problem, and then throw him through the ceiling.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of pushback for dealing with someone who doesn't really match the values of this institution. And it's not like I hurt him physically. I might have hurt his pride, but it's not like I can physically hurt Hubris very much.
Hubris will be under investigation, of course, as shall the rest of his team. They were under some investigation scrutiny to begin with, and that will continue. There's a reason that they have not graduated yet.
Didn't realize that Hubris was being held back. Jeez.
The person says that, you don't even have to roll to realize they probably didn't mean to say that out loud,
I was
but
like,
they were
whoa, I had no clue. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, yeah, no, I can understand that. If it's the property damage, I can apologize for that. I'm getting some secondary changes in my power set.
We did notice that, and I was going to bring that up partially out of personal curiosity. When did those power abilities begin to manifest.
Reasonably, to the point where I would notice today. And I figured you would ask anyway. It's in my file that I use telekinesis. Not matter reshaping.
There haven't been a lot of people recorded with those particular abilities. I believe Jenna O'Malley is already looking to see if there is a suitable mentor available for you to help you get control over those. Help you navigate that. But
Okay.
this is all per procedure. Everyone has to go through this when there's an altercation of this kind in the school. Just making sure that we have the appropriate records and can measure how everyone is doing.
Sure. I got most of it out. Not angry anymore. If Hubris wants to start causing problems in sanctioned arenas where I can once again show him to really stop bothering the people I care about, that'd be nice too. But at the end of the day, his pride is the only thing I hurt.
Thank you, and can you send Livewire in, please?
Sure. And kind of turn as I'm heading out. If anything comes down from this, it was my idea. All of it. They were following my lead, every single person. If there's any other consequence, it's on me. My idea. They'll corroborate, and if they won't, they're just trying to be nice.
Noted. There's a bit of a proud smile, like, okay, you're not that bad.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, there we go.
I sacrifice myself in case of consequences so that I can hopefully clear guilty, and I walk outside. Still a little tense. Hey, Livewire. They got you in there.
Whatever you said. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. I know you kind of vamoosed back there, but honestly, I would have too. It was pretty overwhelming.
I kind of thought you guys would follow me, but I also wasn't thinking that much. I just didn't want to deal with that guy.
I mean, in all fairness, I wasn't thinking much either, because now he's pinned to the ceiling with rocks.
Sounds like a him problem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not necessarily something I'm going to bother with or fix, because again, it's mostly invulnerable, so he'll just suffer a little bit in there. Although I imagine, no, that's actually deeply cruel, and I shouldn't think about that. You're good. They need you in there to talk things out.
Okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah, the thought was just if he's invulnerable, I wonder like if you can hold his face in like water, if that's a really bad time for him.
No, don't.
Yeah, no, that's like really dark. That's
slippery slope.
I'm gonna sit
Slippery
down.
slope, bud.
Yeah.
Kid Phoenix, you just hear Abby in her ear. Maybe you don't voice those thoughts out loud when you're in the middle of an inquiry.
I am out of the room.
Still, maybe you don't. Those could be inside thoughts.
Yeah, categorically, the idea of drowning an invulnerable person is an inside thought. You are correct, but it's also decent tactical work to keep in the back of my brain.
Those are late night thoughts that you need to quiet so you can fall asleep. That's like walking down the sidewalk and suddenly wondering, what if I stepped out in the street in front of a bus? You don't actually plan to do it, so you don't follow that train of thinking through to its conclusion. It's not worth it.
Absolutely.
Okay, you all need therapy. I'm gonna see about getting you all some therapy.
Thank you, Abby. I have a therapist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, you guys don't?
Marcus stares at the middle distance. Well, it hasn't come up until now. Not the worst idea.
Just kind of pats you on the shoulder. You're young yet. It's okay. Fully knowing that I am younger than you.
Just the whole blank of the face. What would a therapist even look like? And I go sit down.
Yeah, I'll say Livewire, as you are heading towards the door, you see you have a message from Silvera that just says, "Do you want me to be there?"
Just message back real quick. Not yet. Stand by.
You just get a thumbs up back as you step into the room and welcome Livewire. Same spiel. just trying to get a feel for what was happening. And there's also an additional question. Have you had any interaction with Hubris previously? According to our records, you've been attending for a month now.
I've never said a word to that guy, at least not that I know of intentionally. I was under the impression that this is a superhero institute. Our identities are sacred. We share them at our own discretion. They shouldn't be shared amongst others against our will. Can you speak to that?
From what we've been able to gather, it appears that he discovered your identity through someone else who knew you, a previous student by the name of Drip Drop.
Well, I'm sorry. It seems the Institute has failed me in their follow-through of keeping our identities safe. But I forgive you.
This person doesn't look like they know how to respond to this.
Exactly.
As far as we can tell, we've had a few mind readers in the room with him, as well as one of the oracles. The only information he was able to glean was your connection to the circus. From what the oracle was able to tell, the rest he figured out through guesswork.
Well, through guesswork, I can kind of figure out that he seems to like to go around picking fights with people. Have you pulled him into any sort of correction course to guide him in a better way? Because he doesn't really seem like the sort of person that you can get along with well. I don't know that I would trust him in a battlefield, in a situation where you have to think quickly and know that the person you're with has your back. Granted, sorry, I wasn't really there for whatever altercation led to the mess in the hallway. But from what I know, it just seems like people trying to care about those who maybe are a little looked down on, which seems to be what heroes are all about.
His father has been working with him on this, but as things have continued to escalate, we will be insisting on additional mentorship and leadership in this area.
Good. I understand you can't really share too much with me because, again, not my business. But in my experience, fathers don't always know best and aren't always the best teachers.
Situation is being addressed.
Whatever Kid Phoenix and the others did in the hall, just based on one situation with them, I know it was not unprovoked. It was not unwarranted. It maybe went too far, but I know it could have gone a lot worse if they weren't good people. Whatever punishment they may get for this, I'm in. It's mine too.
Oh, that's not them, that's me. Nod, and the rest of you are called in, although Glider is still off dealing with whatever incident's going on. You're not entirely sure where she is, but you know Abby is keeping an eye on her, so...
Abby, let us know if you lose contact again.
Oh, I will. There's an investigation going on into that. I hated every second of it. The only thing that could have made it worse is if I hadn't been able to contact her. I will find out what is going on in that neighborhood. I will.
Just be careful, Abby. If you need some help with some of that stealth, let me know. I've got a few things that could help you with that.
Might be able to pull some strings.
Will do. They'll never see me coming, though.
Until they do. I just don't want you to get hurt or compromised or anything like that, Abby. Like, tech is also very much my thing. You've read my file.
I have. And I'm still playing with some of that stuff that you sent me. It's so cool.
There you go. Or if you want,
And
we can use... Brain, I'm having you can utilize a friend of mine. Canopa would be happy to help you
Canopa.
with that.
Abby's already met Canopa.
Yeah. So if you need to utilize Canopa's help with this, she can definitely scrub where you're coming from.
Ooh, excellent. I didn't even think about that. Well, okay, I think you might want to head into the room. I think they're ready for the verdict or whatever. Yeah, you'll step into the room and just it's the exact same person there. Thank you all for your patience and cooperation. The investigation will continue on, but as for now, according to the rules, since there was a fight instigated unsanctioned on school property, there will be a 6-week probation period. Main thing is, if you continue to get in altercations or begin altercations, they will all be investigated equally within that 6-week period. That may incur additional disciplinary actions, as is required with any incidents of this sort, and there will be requests to do community service within the school. It will not mess with your education or any outside of the institute activities that you have going on. But since physical damage was caused to the school, there will need to be some work done for that as well. You all seem like good kids, though. Things like this happen. We understand. We will continue to investigate into the things that require investigating, but for now, you are free to go. And if there's any additional information that you feel that we need, you can feel free to send to your mentors, and they will know who to send it to.
Madigan nods and gets up and goes.
Sam, I'm out of this office.
Last one out, just nod, little wave.
Where are you all going? You're going to like training room or leaving or?
Did we finish our pizza?
You finished your pizza before you came, I think.
Right,
Okay.
yeah. We didn't leave any pizza. No pizza was left behind
soggy
over the course of
goldfish.
this. Yeah, not a one.
I think that went okay.
Yeah,
Better than I could have.
I was expecting a lot worse.
I had no expectations whatsoever, so that was fine. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do suggest we steer clear of hubris. If he's in the hallway, we immediately vamoose.
Yeah, I think that's a construction zone right now, so... Or a deconstruction zone, really.
And I hope they take their time.
I don't disagree. A lesson did need to be taught for him. His hubris, quite large.
Yeah.
He's certainly living up to his name.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Oh, decent joke. Well done.
So as the three of you, I can math. I don't need to include myself in that number.
No,
Three
we were
of you are heading out.
Yeah. You were counting Craig or
Abby.
our chair.
The-
Yeah, you were
the
counting
bouncing
Abby.
bear head behind us.
You have been listening to Queen City Supers, a graveyard tape side story using the game Masks. Masks: A New Generation is a superhero role-playing game in which a team of young heroes fights villains, saves lives, and tries to figure out who they are. Featuring Caitlin as Madigan, aka Scarlet Sentinel, the Janus. Jess as Bethany Bertolucci, aka Glider, the Beacon. Ian as Marcus, aka Kid Phoenix, the Dude. Emily Anderson as Rowan, aka Livewire, the Scion. And Brianna Jean as the Keeper and Producer.